Did you know that if you don't eat spicy foods, you're at a greater risk of dying from diseases like heart disease and cancer? That's right. According to a study published in the prestigious BMJ in 2015, spicy food has some very seriously real benefits. The study found that those who consume spicy foods nearly every day, compared to people who consume it less than once a week, have a 14% reduced risk of death. But the benefits of spicy foods don't stop there. Spicy food consumption has also been linked to improved heart health, weight loss, and more. If you love spicy peppers, then this video will be the greatest thing you've ever watched. And if you have a friend who likes spicy food, feel free to share this video with them now. Okay, let's get back to that first benefit of eating spicy foods. And it's a big one. Reduced risk of overall mortality. As I mentioned, the study in BMJ looked at the impact spicy food has on overall mortality. To do this, the researchers examined the diets and mortality rates of over 487,000 men and women over the course of about 7 years, and asked participants to report how often and what types of spicy food they eat. These included foods like fresh chili pepper, dried chili pepper, and chili oil. What they found was that there was an inverse relationship between spicy food and total mortality, even after adjusting for other risk factors. There was also an inverse association between deaths caused by cancer, heart disease, and respiratory diseases. As if those findings aren't strong enough, another large, population-based cohort study published in the journal PLOS One concluded that chili pepper consumption is associated with a 13% lower risk of death. While these results are hugely promising for all of you spicy eaters out there, the researchers of the first study did acknowledge that there were some limitations. For instance, they noticed that people who eat spicy food might also be more likely to have better diets and lifestyle habits. And while they partially controlled for socioeconomic status, they also acknowledged that this might play a factor in the relationship between spicy food intake and total mortality. Now, that being said, if you notice in the study published in BMJ, most of the people consuming spicy foods were doing so from chili peppers. So, do chili peppers have some magical component to them? The short answer is yes. Chili peppers contain capsaicin, which is the active component in these peppers, and has been shown to have antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and antimicrobial properties. So in other words, it's not the chili peppers per se that are responsible for all of these benefits, but the capsaicin. And as you've already seen, capsaicin is some pretty powerful stuff, which brings me to our next benefit of spicy foods, at least those that contain capsaicin, which is reduced risk of heart disease. That's right, not only can spicy food potentially help you live longer, but it can help protect you against the #1 killer in America, heart disease. 1 person in the US dies every 34 seconds from cardiovascular disease. For reference, the second leading cause of death, cancer, sees 1 person die from it every 1.5 minutes. Clearly, heart disease is a problem, a big problem. And while there are many lifestyle changes that you can make to help lower your risk of cardiovascular disease, one is eating more spicy foods. Researchers from the Cleveland Clinic, for instance, looked at data of more than 570,000 people from the US, Italy, Iran, and China to determine the health benefits of chili peppers, if any. What they found was pretty impressive. According to the study, those who frequently consumed chili peppers had a 26% reduction in death from heart disease, compared to those who rarely ate chili peppers. But the benefits don't stop there. They also found that those who regularly ate chili peppers, the vessel for capsaicin, had a 23% lower chance of cancer mortality and a 25% reduced risk of total mortality. Let's look at the next benefit, weight loss. If you're struggling to lose weight, you might be wishing there was a quick fix. And while quick fixes are really an anomaly when it comes to your health, I will say that spicy foods may be as close to a quick fix as you can get. That's right. As if reduced risk of death and reduced risk of heart disease weren't great enough, spicy foods may also be able to help you lose weight. And when I say spicy foods, I mean, as I'm sure you know by now, that powerful little chemical capsaicin that's found in chili peppers. Let's look at what the research has to say about this. And we'll start by looking at this review published in the journal Appetite. The authors looked at 20 different trials involving 563 participants to determine the effect of capsaicin and weight loss. What they found was that intake of capsaicin increased one's energy expenditure by, on average, 50 calories per day. While this may not sound like a lot, they noted that over the course of 1 to 2 years, this would result in significant weight loss. Another study, published in the journal BMC Obesity in 2018, studied the effects of capsaicin supplements and weight loss in 75 men and women between the ages of 18 and 56. What they found was that after 12 weeks, the percentage change in fat mass for those who took capsaicin supplements was 6.68% less than the placebo group, and the percentage change in body fat was 5.91% less. Benefit number 4, pain relief. Did you know that it's estimated that between 45 to 85% of elderly people regularly experience pain? And among adults, chronic pain affects an estimated 18 to 35% of people. But capsaicin has been shown to help relieve pain, like pain in those suffering from arthritis or diabetes. For instance, one study published in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences in 2015 found that topical capsaicin can help those who suffer from diabetic neuropathy, which is a type of nerve damage that can be caused by diabetes. The researchers carried out a 12-week randomized, double-blind and parallel group trial involving 139 patients with type 2 diabetes who had a significant degree of pain. What they found was that topical capsaicin applied to the skin, significantly relieved pain by the end of the 12 weeks. Another study published in 2016 in the journal Molecules looked at the mechanism by which capsaicin can relieve pain. The researchers found that capsaicin, when applied topically, can stimulate pain receptors, which reduces your sensitivity to pain. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing as we continue to make content to help you live longer, happier, healthier lives.